All right. Doing something new here. Let's give this a try. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Give people just a second to tune in to today's stream. I'm doing some behind the scenes stuff today, you guys. We're trying to get the new stream platform ready. What you'll notice this time is it's a little bit different. We got a little different of a setup. Let me get the chat open so I can see everybody join in. What's up, you guys? Bear with me today. It's going to be a little bit different than usual. We are trying out a new software, and I'm very excited for it. But to be honest with you, there might be some mistakes along the way as I get used to it. But welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and there we go. Now the thumbnail is fixed. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Same stream, same concept, just a new streaming platform. So I have all these different capabilities, which is really cool. I can change the screen and I can actually invite someone on to the call as well. So we've got some exciting stuff to talk about and to bring to the table here with the new stream setup. So let me go ahead and figure out, here we go. I've got my screen shared. So now we can actually pop that up on the screen so you guys can see that as well. Awesome. Cool. Good morning, everybody. One of the cool things that I can do as well is I can actually pop up comments. You can see there, I just popped up Ninja's comment on the screen saying, Nick, morning. Good morning to you as well. And good morning to everybody here with me, tuned in to today's live stream. I am ready to take a look at the markets with you guys, and we'll just go ahead and jump into it. Stick around today. We've actually got a special guest who is going to be joining us towards the end of our stream and may even take over for a little bit. So very, very excited for the new concept. I'll be honest with you guys, for those of you who are newer or just tuning into the stream today, and maybe you watch regularly, for those of you guys who are the regular viewers, we are actually going to be doing longer streams pretty soon with more hosts. So you guys know me as the host right now of the little show we do, but we have more people, more intelligent people to join us and to be a part of what we do here. So I am very excited for that. The long-term goal is to get lots and lots of different hosts, sort of create our own little news station that's based around Forex. So if you're interested in that, then definitely stick around for the long term and stick around today in the call. It's going to last a little bit longer than usual. So very excited to hang out with you guys. Good morning, everyone. I see Dade, 1 Minute Covers, Philip, KM, Denise, Evan, Ninja, Raj, Scott Pilgrim, Leandro. What's up, you guys? Welcome, welcome. That's good to hear, Nick. Yeah, Phil, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited to get everything going. Everybody can hear me and everything looks good. I guess we can go ahead and start. I'll pull up the old A1 trading website. And we are going to be starting as we usually do. Let me get rid of all my downloads there. I've been downloading so much stuff this morning to try and prep for this new background or this new style. Let's get also we can change the banner. We can take the banner off. Let's see. Again, like I said, you guys will have to bear with me today as I get used to this new streaming platform. But let's do what we usually do. We're going to start with the currency heat map. We had some movers today. I think the pound is looking weak again. Is it? Well, the pound is looking kind of flat. It's the US dollar that's looking weak today. So our biggest mover for the day, if you guys are newer to the stream, you can come to my website anytime you want, a1trading.com, and you can go to the heat map section if you'd like. And, I bring up these tools pretty regularly, but people always ask, where do I get them? That's how you get them. You just go to the website, a1trading.com. Okay, so let's full screen this so you guys can see it a little bit better. So we're looking at the currency heat map, and this gives us an overall view of what's going on in the world of Forex for the day. So these are our 8 major currencies, and we're taking a look to see which ones are moving, which ones are hot, and which ones are cold or being sold off. So right now, it seems like the biggest loser for the day is the US dollar, taking a little bit of a beating there, especially against the euro and the Australian dollar. So the Aussie dollar is probably moving higher today. You can see that sort of our biggest winner yet again is going to be that euro for the week. This week has just been a really good week for the euro. Anybody trading the euro? If you're trading it, let me know in the comments and I'll pull up. Like I said, I'm figuring out this platform, but now I can see everybody's comments. Yeah, and Dade just said it there in the chat. He said, head over to a1trading.com to make use of the tools. Thank you very much, Dade. Everybody say thanks, Dade. Dade's an awesome guy. And so are the rest of our moderators who are helping us out there. Big thank you to the moderators who make all of this possible. how to get personal consulting. I don't do any personal consulting, but if you'd like to join our group, feel free to do so. There is a private community where you can work with myself and the rest of our analysts. We are constantly answering questions and working with our members. But again, so the biggest thing that there is to focus on in terms of the currency heat map, for me at least, is just keeping an eye on which currency pairs are the biggest movers for the day. So you've got the CAD being sold off, you've got the US dollar being sold off, and you've got the euro being quite strong today. So that's sort of like our leaping off point, if you will. That's where we're going to start for the day. And we're going to go take a look at some of those currency pairs to see what's going on with them. Now, I do want to real quick, let's go look at the retail sentiment for the dollar CAD, because those seem to be two major moving currency pairs today. And it looks like from what we can see here that the dollar CAD is actually about 22% short interest and 77% long interest. So from the looks of it here, most retail traders seem to be long biased on the dollar CAD, which we just know from those of you guys who have been chilling with me in the live streams for a while. You know that the dollar CAD has been on a downtrend. We've been looking at this thing pretty regularly. You can see long-term, just seller's market here. So it doesn't really surprise me that, you've got most people trying to buy the dollar CAD thinking it's too low, when in reality, it isn't just a strong downtrend. And if anything, I'd have a seller's bias on this pair personally. Euro USD blown up today, says Big Boy. Yeah, the euro dollar is moving a lot. I'm long on GBP USD, says Safiso. Maybe we'll take a look at that. And a special good morning from our friendly Emily, who is hanging out and moderating the stream as well. So by the way, if you guys ever have any questions about the private group or anything that we have going on, if you have any questions for what we do, if you'd like to work with us closer, feel free to send Emily a message. You can contact her on the website. We'll go back to the website just to show you where. If you guys want to work with us and you've been waiting to, or you have questions, head over to contact us and you can just go right here and send a message to Emily anytime you want on Instagram or Telegram or whatever. So maybe she can drop also her Instagram at, or our Instagram at, our A1 Trading Instagram at A1 Trading Team. Okay, so with that said, dollar CAD is where we're actually going to start today because it seems to have some movement today. I do want to pull up, let's see if we can look at the heat map one more time just to keep it as a reference point. So the CAD is weak. Against the dollar, though, it's kind of flat. So actually, I think I'm a dummy because I think we should actually look at something else. So the CAD against the dollar seems pretty flat. So both of these are weak today, so I should have known. What we really would want to look at is something, for example, like euro versus the CAD or euro versus the US dollar. I think the euro is the one to look at today on a Friday. Moving higher here is the euro USD, continuing to make this advance that the euro dollar has been doing for the last few weeks. Where does this end? Does it turn into a downtrend again, or is this starting to just be the beginning of a bigger move higher? So we will look at it and sort of make our own judgment here. So okay, euro USD real quick for those of you guys who are with me here live. Drop a comment down below. Are you bullish or bearish on the euro USD today? Do you think it's continuing higher? Do you think this is the topping point? Are we reaching the upper limits, or is this just sort of beginning its bigger push up on the euro USD? Talking about a 4-hour to 1-day perspective on the euro dollar. Let me know. Comment it down below. I'm curious what you guys think. Tyrunan says that the gold market is going to the moon, so we might have to take a look at gold here on the stream as well. So stick around with me. Trader Bart said, one of our analysts here at A1 Trading, he said, I entered long from about 1.2 yesterday. Probably moving nice for you today, Bart. Nice going there. We'll see if we can one thing I have to do is, like, if I touch a comment, I have to go find it to get out of it, which is kind of weird. Like if I bring it up on the screen, but I think it's cool. I think it's cool to be able to bring stuff up like that. Let's see what you guys are saying in terms of the bullish versus bearish here. Got a lot of bullish people here. Anybody bearish? Not too many bears. Seems like most people are bullish on the euro USD at this time. So we'll go back to the screen view and take a look at it here. So the euro USD quite strong right now, at least this week. It's probably been the biggest winner, that being the euro, with a little bit of renewed optimism in terms of economic growth and bounce back. Some of the major ones that it's been good against is the euro USD, the euro dollar and the euro Canadian dollar. So with that said, where's it headed? Is it going to top out? Well, you guys know if you've been watching the stream for a little while that I'm not a huge bull when it comes to the euro. I think that the European area has its troubles like everywhere else, but I think that it probably is not going to strongly outperform. That's just my opinion. So as we see this rally, I'm not incredibly bullish on this currency pair. If anything, I'm a little bit more bullish on the US dollar, which has been taking some heat recently. So I might look like an idiot if that thing continues to go down, but it's okay. It's part of trading. I will say, just from an objective standpoint, we had this downtrend and Euro USD totally broke out. Probably a very good bullish technical perspective when talking about this currency pair. Now, where do we head from here? Are we going to continue higher, or is this going to top out at a point? Well, to be fair, we are above the 200-day moving average. We've seen a lot of strength, and we've seen pretty much a breakthrough all of the major resistance points that I thought Euro USD might actually hold. I thought that this was a really good sell point. Did not work out there. I didn't take a trade or anything because I had other trades at the time. But I think that your next level to keep an eye on for those of you guys who are bulls on the euro, keep in mind that yes, things are looking very bullish, but at a certain point, when you get these extended moves, at some point, the market has to pull back. Every rally is followed by a pullback at some point, even if it becomes a bigger trend, right? Even the best trends in the world. I would argue that the best trends out there usually have some sort of healthy pullback to sort of find new buyers. Even if you're the biggest bull on the euro dollar ever, right? It's probably not out of the question to say, well, at a certain point, we want to see a healthy pullback, get some new buyers in there, renew that pressure, and maybe even, continue to break higher. For the euro dollar bulls out there, that's probably what you want to see. Same thing with gold, which right now seems to be moving a lot with the euro dollar. We will get there. Stay tuned with me. Got a lot of stuff headed for you guys today on today's live show. We've got a special guest from the A1 trading team coming on pretty soon. He's going to be joining me and doing some fun stuff towards the end of the stream. So make sure if you're hanging out with me right now, stay tuned till the very end because we've got some more stuff coming your way that's going to be new and exciting. We're going to be doing more live shows, more stuff, especially on our secondary channel. Can I get someone to drop a link, whether it's Emily or whether it's someone else? Can somebody drop a link to our secondary channel? Because we're actually live on 2 channels right now. And on the secondary channel, we're going to be doing a lot more in-depth stuff as well, which is the A1 Trading YouTube channel. So for those of you who have been like true long-term fans of what we do here on my channel, the long-term goal has always been to bring more intelligent thinkers into this space and to continue to provide lots of free stuff for you guys. So if you really are on board with that, if you want to continue to watch stuff for free, subscribe to my channel, Trader Nick. But also if you want to get more stuff, A1 Trading on YouTube, just search it up and you can subscribe there. We're actually live on both channels, which I kind of find hilarious and I've never done before. But let's see, do we have any people? We have some people on that one and we have some people on my channel, which I think is awesome. So yeah, you can watch on either one and very, very cool. All right, so let's continue with this thought on the Euro USD. So I think that like a target might be 1.22, right? So if this move continues, which it does seem like the pullback sort of happened, we got renewed buying pressure obviously today. I think that your next level of interest is probably 1.22. And for me, although it's sort of becoming a counter trend mindset, I almost think that I'd still be interested in taking a sell position should we poke up to that point, right? Thank you, Phil. Phil dropped the link in the description for you guys. Feel free to grab that link. It's in the chat box right now if you want to subscribe to our secondary channel, which is completely awesome. For 1 month, you've been saying bearish on the euro. Yes, you're right, Zeggy. And I am completely, totally fake. Everything I say, you can't trust. It's not real. And just do the opposite of everything I say. No, I'm kidding. No, I did have a bearish bias on the euro. There's no question, and I still do. So I took one trade. I took one trade on the euro, trying to be short right around here, and I got stopped out. So that was the reality. Is sometimes you think a trade is ready, and it's just not. So I did not take this trade. I did think about it, but I did not take it because I had a couple others at the same time. Fortunately, those ones worked out a little bit better. However, as the euro continues to be strong here, I do think that that there's room for more bearish perspective once we reach up a little bit to our next level. Because right now it seems like the euro has sort of free reign here. It seems like it has more room to run up to this next level. For those of you guys who are watching the euro closely, like I said, 1.22 slash 1.215, this zone here is an area that I am personally interested in keeping an eye on for a potential sell trade should we poke up to that point. I think we got to talk about gold because everybody wants to talk about gold, especially when we just got done talking about the euro. Gold is also on the rise today. So let's discuss this real quick. What do you guys think on the gold market? Comment down below or chat in the box for me. Are you guys bullish or bearish on the gold market today? Or I guess for the next, let's say, are you bullish or bearish on gold for the next few days going into next week? What do you think? I see some of you guys joined the stream on the A1 Trading YouTube channel, so that's really cool. Yeah, if you guys aren't already subscribed to the other one, we've got 2 channels right now, which is really exciting. We're going to be doing other stuff. So, on my channel, I share sort of my journey, my story as a trader. I share my ideas and that sort of things. But we have so many great content creators that we want to bring into sort of the network that we work with at A1 Trading. And the goal is to create more shows with more people. So if you guys want the bonus material, the extra, bringing in people that we trust and we really like, then stay tuned, because on the secondary channel, that's what's headed your way. All right, so let's see what you guys had to say in terms of the market of gold. So bullish to 1840, says Frederick. We've got, let's see, Sashi says it's a bull market. Gold will reach 1802. Gold on a fake breakout, says Crispin. Might have to investigate there. We're selling, selling gold, says the music giant. Okay. Say that was an interesting point by Pacific. Says same as the Euro USD, some bears coming and then bulls taking over. For the time being, it does seem like that's the story. Phil says I'm feeling bullish on gold. So yeah, right now it does look pretty good, and I've mentioned this a few times in the last few days on the stream. So let's look at it, and I'll give you guys my take. So my thoughts on gold, as I've been saying, we were in this seller's market. Things were super bearish on gold until we sort of went sideways. So we started going into this back and forth channel where sellers were in control, buyers were in control, sellers were in control, buyers, right? We just went back and forth. The difference came when things started to break to the upside and we started to see a boost in COT report data. I put out a video recently. It got like very little views, which was sad for me because I love the COT reports. I keep an eye on them almost every week just to see what big players are up to. We've talked about them a few times on the channel, so I'll spare you guys the in-depth details, but you can watch the video if you want to learn more about COT reports. But we saw that there was an increase in institutional buying on gold right around here, which was like a huge warning sign that we may be headed to break out of this sideways range. That's what we saw. And now, bam, we got this clean break above gold. And there was no denying, in my view, from a technical perspective, this was bullish. And so I think with gold, I've said this throughout the week, this week, and even last week, that one big target for gold is probably a move. I believe it was Frederick who said it, a move up to 1810. So I think short term it's bullish. Long term, I'm sort of neutral / bearish. Let me see what Bart said. Bart says, Nick, are your green zones areas to go long from and the pink zones are to go short from? Arguably, I mean, like that's what I'm looking at them, Bart. For like the goal is just levels of basically big pivot zones, right? So when you see price really shoot down lower and shoot higher off of those levels, I use those as just points on the chart where things seem to be, there's a clear evidence of some sort of level of demand or level of supply. So that's how I use them. So what I mean by that is, you had a really strong seller's rally when price came up to this level previously. So I'm going to be cautious at that from a technical perspective. From a fundamental perspective, let's talk about gold for just a second. I think, this is my opinion, that the bond market, the bond yield, which has been a focus this year in 2021, a big focus on the bond yield rising in the US. Bonds rising, the yield percent rising makes bonds more attractive potentially to investors, because when you buy bonds, if you don't know much about bonds, the very basic concept is you kind of reverse the role of the bank. You give someone else or give the government or some other entity your money, you lend it to them for some period of time, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and they pay you a coupon or a fixed rate at which you collect interest over time. It's kind of like if you borrowed from the bank and you have to pay them interest. It's the exact opposite. You lend the money and then you get paid coupons or interest. Very kind of a simple, cool concept. Well, when bond yield percentages are rising, this to me is concerning for the gold market, because you have this big sort of battle between the two. They're both sort of considered hedges against inflation. You can buy bonds or you can buy gold. Well, gold offers no percentage yield. If you buy gold, you are basically betting that the value of gold will go up. That's what you're trying to get. If it goes down, you lose money. If it goes up, you make money. Well, in bonds, the bond market, technically, if it has a higher yield, let's say it's 2% per year, which I think very well could be in the works. We could see bond percentages rise to 2%. If that, the 10-year that is, if the bond percentage yield rises dramatically, that could lead to more people, wanting that demand for bonds going up, and then hence the demand for gold going down. These two usually are sort of, they are versus each other, right? They're competing for that inflation hedge argument that a lot of people and a lot of investors want to do. So that's the big picture, right? Keeping these things in mind. This is combining fundamentals with the technicals. So yes, technically nice little uptrend here, and I think that this has room to run up to 1810, and hey, maybe even 1850. But the idea for me is that with that bigger perspective of bond yields rising, and I think that it will continue to rise, that could be a bearish thing for gold on the mid to long term perspective. That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong about that, you guys, but please understand, that's the point with these streams, is me sharing my opinions. We're not here to give you guys trade alerts and tell you exactly what to do with your money. This is just our thoughts and opinions on the show. So with that said, Pacific says, let's take a look at pound yen. So Pacific, my friend, yes, we will take a look at pound yen. Don't you worry. And Bart says, thanks for clearing that up. You're very welcome, man. Thanks for all the great articles. Hey, you guys, if you want to hear more from Trader Bart, he is one of our analysts inside of the private group and also does some research for us. He does some articles and content. I'll show you guys where you can go get that anytime you want to read the latest articles from Bart. You can head over to A1 Trading Company. Just head to our homepage and you can see, bam, Bart's doing some articles, Frank's doing some articles, and that way you can keep up with what we're thinking in terms of big picture stuff. If that is confusing to you or you could use some help, I mean, look at this. Bart just did a thing on the Euro PMI numbers as of the 23rd of the 4th month. Here in America, we do it the opposite, right? We do 423. I know we're weird over here in the States, but we do 423. So I just mentally reverse them whenever I see something done by someone from another part of the world. So it's just funny to me. But anyways, that's going to be gold for today. I think that this move has continuation possibility up to 1810. For the day traders out there, I'm sure that our next special host, who's going to be taking over the live stream here in a little bit, we'll talk a little bit more about the day trading side of things. But I will say this. So when we're looking at gold on the 1-hour chart, this level here, this previous resistance here, if that breaks out, I think you have room to run up there. That would be my perspective on the gold market 1-hour chart this week. So, well, I guess this week, but going into next week, really, because it does look like we're getting a little bit of a pullback there on gold. Is that a bullish thing for the US dollar? Is the dollar catching a bounce today? Let's look at the DXY really quick, see if there's anything going on. A little bit of a bounce there for DXY, the dollar index. I wonder what's going on today. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's move on to GBP Jpy, because I said I would. So you can see GJ really selling off today, looking like it may want to head down to this next level of demand. So it looks like for a little bit there, we started to see a bit of a wick there on the 4-hour chart. Let me see if I can full screen this. So yeah, so pound yen looking like this level of demand here was going to hold right around here because it looked like we had a nice little almost like a pin bar looking thing, and then bam, we had a follow through and break to the downside. So it does look like pound yen is probably headed down to 148.5. That's probably the next major level of support or demand that I see personally. You had a couple different instances back in March and in April, or I think that's also March, both in March, where you had some strong demand come into this market and really push pound yen higher. So I would say that, if you're a bull on this pair, keep an eye on this one. This one could lead to a nice rally. I think that pound yen is still bullish overall. It does seem like we're entering into more of a sideways range bound market here on pound yen, which is sort of to be is understandable, especially with this crazy strong run up that we had for several months there on the pound yen throughout 2021. 2020. So yeah, keep an eye on that for sure, and maybe we'll watch that for sure next week. Pound yen is one of our more popular currency pairs, so we absolutely will be keeping an eye on that one as well. So anyways, I do want to remind you guys before I continue, I want to say it a couple of times throughout today's stream because I'm very excited about this. We're going to be doing some webinars and some more things for free on our secondary channel. You can head over to A1 Trading YouTube channel. I'll see. We shared a link earlier, but I'll just show you guys what it looks like as well. On our secondary channel, we've got all sorts of cool stuff coming out, and the whole team is working on this one. So I'm very, very excited for it. So you can head over to A1 Trading. It's a small YouTube channel, but it's growing fast. And I already did a webinar yesterday that I mentioned, talking about finding your best trading setups. We've got Will talking about index alerts and that sort of thing. Webinars with Joe, webinars with myself. So if any of that sounds helpful, make sure to subscribe to our secondary channel so you guys don't miss out all the content, because it's not all going to be on this channel anymore. I mean, I still will make my videos, of course, but for you guys who want more webinars and to meet more experienced analysts on our team, we're going to be sharing more of their insights on our secondary channel, A1 Trading. So check that out. Let's see if I can link it somehow. I think I can drop it for you guys in the chat. Let's see if this works. Bam. Oh, that's so strange. I linked it that's so weird. So I linked it from both this channel and A1 Trading channel at the same time. Nick, you're worthy of having a TED Talk. Well, thank you, Ninja, but I don't know what I would talk about. Probably the same stuff I talk to you guys about every day. Yep, and then also a message from Dade. For those of you guys who would like to join our VIP group, click the link in the description, and there's a code for a discount too. I'm confident you won't leave. Thank you, Dade, for the shout out to join the group. Dade has been a moderator with us and also is inside of the private group with us. So if you guys have any interest in joining us, if you want to see my trades behind the scene, as well as our other analysts seeing what we're up to, feel free to join us there. And there's a coupon code there for you to tune in and to get access to that for a discounted rate. Okay, so that's pound yen. I think it looks like it's headed down here. Like I said, to that 148.5. Unfortunately, I took a trade there. Not going so hot today, going to be honest with you. We talked about it yesterday on stream. I ended up going long on pound yen around this area, and seems like we're probably going to get stopped out on the trade. That's all good. It happens, but maybe next week we'll be able to catch a little bit more upside on pound yen. We will see how that goes. Real quick, how was you guys' trading week this week? Comment in the chat. I want to see what you guys have to say. Maybe I'll pull up some of your comments and respond to them. We can see if you guys had a better week than I did. I think the frustrating thing is I started out this week very positive. I think I was up 2% on the account, which is pretty good for me. I'm more of a slow and steady trader, so 2% in a week is like a very good week for me. So I was really happy with that, but then I sort of gave it all back. Not doing anything stupid. It's just that the market sort of reversed on us. Ninja says negative as always. Ninja, sorry to hear it, my man. Bad week, says Tyrunin. Yeah, a little bit of a weird week, you guys. We had some flip arounds. We started out one way, and then a lot of things reversed the other way. So, Helmet, I'm going to have to block you for self-promotion, my man. Sorry about that. 2% on one account. Yeah. So what I mean by that is like, okay, let's say that there's $100,000. 2% of that would be $2,000 in profits, right? But I gave it all back, so I'm not here. Or do you have multiple? Laban, I do have a couple different accounts. I have 2 Forex accounts, 2 stock accounts. On stock market stuff, what was the stock? Well, I guess we'll have to figure it out. Let's see, SPX 500. What's I can give you a quick look anytime just by looking at the stock market. So let's look at here. Okay, so looking at the S&P 500, we had sort of a flat week here. Not really any major gains or losses there. You can see we just sort of chopped around. Honestly, this looks pretty top heavy to me. I'm not one to short the market or to go against it, but it does look pretty top heavy to me. I think that this week or going into next week, we could see some bigger sell-offs on the S&P 500, which would actually probably lead to things like the pound going down, the CAD continuing to go down, the Aussie maybe to go down. You know, when you get a topping point, so this is why I look at the S&P 500. You guys might be like, oh, Nick, I don't trade stocks. I don't care. But let me hold up, hear me out for a second. They all talk to each other. Stocks, bonds, gold, Forex, commodities, you know, they all talk to each other. So when I'm talking about the S&P 500, this thing is the stock market in the US, and it's one of the most, you know, everybody watches the US stock market around the world. Even it is a very, very big deal because it's sort of one of the bigger economies out there, right? So when we're looking at the S&P 500, if it looks like it's going to dip, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times you can expect maybe some fear to come into these other major currencies that also thrive in a bullish market environment, like the GBP, like the CAD, and like the Australian dollar. All of these currencies benefit from strong company growth and strong global trade increasing. Those things are good for those economies. I mean, they're good for all economies, don't get me wrong, but they're especially good for those more volatile countries or currencies that you know, rely on trade, or they have some sort of commodity-based economy like Australia, etc. Right? Same with the Canadian dollar, very impacted by the prices of oil. You know, one thing, they all talk to each other, right? I said the currency market also talks to the stock market, also talks to the commodity market. So if we look at U.S. oil, you know, if the oil market is rising during this time, the dollar CAD was super, super weak because people were selling the dollar, buying the CAD. Now we've entered into a sideways market. So understanding, you guys, the bigger picture, the bigger perspective of what market environment are we in? Are things looking positive? Are things looking sideways? Are things looking negative? Those will all impact the prices of currencies as well for the Forex traders. All right, quick question from our friend Pacific. Nick, what's your best advice for losses? How to know where to take a loss? Sometimes I take a loss just to see it going back to where I thought before. So Pacific, the thing is that the short answer to your question is that there is no way to know exactly when you should have taken a loss, because it's going to happen to you where, you know, let's say that you were long in this market. That's a bad color for long. Let's say that you blew for buy, and you basically said, okay, I think this market's going to continue higher. And then you get stopped out right here. And then it goes up against you, or goes back the way that you were thinking shortly after. There's no way for us to know exactly if our stop loss is in the perfect spot. All you can do for better stop loss placement is, you know, use the best tools to your advantage that you can. If you have a strong level of demand, maybe keep your stop loss a little bit away from it, right? There's no way to know, you know, because that's going to happen no matter what you do. There's going to be times where you take a stop and then it goes back the other way. There's also going to be times where you're super thankful for your stop loss being where it was, right? Let's say that you were short on US oil right here, and then you got stopped out here, and you're like, oh, well, now it's going to go back the other way. It's going to drop like crazy, and then I'm going to feel stupid. But then you're sitting there and you see this happen, and you're like, wow, I'm really thankful that my stop loss was in that spot. So, you know, it's one of those things. The good comes with the bad. The best thing you can do is find better ways to find better places to put your stops. I've put out a couple videos on that for sure. So feel free to look those up. You can just look up stop loss placement Trader Nick on YouTube. That should help. Rainman says, do you stream every day? I do, Monday through Friday. So Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. US Eastern, I go live. And starting pretty soon, we're going to be having more shows with not just me as the host. So I am very excited for that. Euro USD done? Yep, we did that earlier on in the stream. LeBron says, Nick, you can easily manage another 400,000 through funding firms. I don't like funding firms personally for my situation because I have my own capital and I don't like the sort of constraints that they would put on. If I wanted to trade $400,000 in an account, I am fortunately in a position where I can trade my own money. Like I have enough capital stored up to trade my own money and it be very meaningful to me. So, and that's not everybody. I'm not saying that, it's stupid to trade with firms or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I think for me having my own money, the constraints that they give you, the limitations that they give you are there for a reason to protect their capital, which I totally understand. However, as my own trader, I can take my own risk with my own money. And feel confident that it's worth it. I don't have to pay fees. I don't have to, stick to the rules, right? I can do what I want to do. So for me, I'd prefer to trade my own money. Nick, when I try to add fundamentals in my trading, it kind of gets worse. Any advice? Well, Tyrone, and here's the thing. Adding fundamentals shouldn't make things worse. It should just be something that you add on top of your technicals. Or if you want to. I mean, I'm not telling you that you have to use fundamentals to trade successfully, but let's say, we're looking at oil. Let's talk about the oil market, or maybe even let's switch to dollar CAD because, you guys are more Forex traders. If we're looking at the dollar CAD, it's been so bearish, right? From a technical view, it's also bearish. It's got a nice little downtrend structure, and there's been lots of great opportunities probably to jump in to sell trades here along the way on USD CAD. So when we look at this thing, we're saying it's bearish. Technically, that's where you're at. You're saying, okay, I want to sell rallies. I want to not buy dips. I'd rather just be a seller. That is already sort of built into the technicals if you're a swing trader looking at the daily chart. If you add on the fundamentals, it's just a bonus, because the bonus of the fundamentals is, we're in a recovering market situation. It's, should the pandemic continue to subside, we would probably expect dollar CAD to most likely continue lower as people sell the US dollar to buy the Canadian dollar, which benefits from rising oil prices, which also just benefits from global recovery because of their sort of commodity oil-based economy, right? Where's the like train? You're right. Let's get it going. Christian, thank you very much for mentioning the like train. I'm going to draw you guys a quick like train. If you would, do me a favor. If you're enjoying the stream, if you want more of this stuff in the future, all I ask is I do them for free, but make sure to like the video down below. It does really help what we're trying to do here and the content that we're trying to produce for traders out there. So what I'm going to do to collect your likes or ask for your likes politely is to draw you guys a really ugly train. Let's see if I can draw a better train than usual today. I'm going to try the monorail approach. We'll see if that does any better. Here's our train. We'll give it a car on the back. This is going to be a passenger train. We'll put you guys in the car. I'll pick some of you guys. Who wants to be on the train? Just type me. I'm going to grab a couple people to put on the train. Just comment down below. And this is a very important, guys, this is a very important part to any trading journey. You got to be able to draw trains. If you can't, then sorry. It's pretty much hopeless. I'm kidding. This is totally stupid, but this is just something we do for fun, just to break up the stream a little bit. Do me a favor. We're at, how many likes are we at? Let me look. I can't see super easily from where I'm at. So let me see if I can just pull up YouTube. I'll continue drawing my train, but do me a favor, like the stream. Let's see if we can run this thing up to 200 likes. 200 likes would make the stream all worth it. So we're at 114 right now. Run that up, smash that like button while I draw this train. And we got a lot of people who want to be on the train. So let me grab some random people in just a second. So let me finish drawing the train. Here's the train. We'll give it some stripes. I don't know. And we'll go ahead and it looks like a giant bus, honestly. Anyways, there's your like train. We'll write like on it on the side of it. like train. Thank you so much for supporting the content. Let's see who makes it onto the train. I'm going to grab some random. So we got Petro. He's going to be right here. Petro's our first one. We'll put P for Petro. Let's do another one. We'll grab Adnan. He's going to be in row number 2. What's up, Adnan? Welcome to the train. And let's see if we can get, let's see, Big Boy. Big Boy's making it into the train. Well, yeah, there's Big Boy. We'll put Big Boy. Wants to be in the train. You are graced with the presence of being on the train. Why are you guys so ugly, by the way? Andrew is going to be our last one. Thanks so much, Andrew, for supporting the content and being part of the like train here. So this was Big Boy, Andrew, and I can't forget the last person. I forgot their name. I'm sorry. We'll give you a squiggly. Thank you guys for supporting the content. There's no driver today. This train's driving itself. Joke's on you guys. You're probably headed off a cliff. All right. Thanks so much, you guys, for supporting the content. Let's continue with what we're looking at next. So let's see if we can get into, well, actually, let's jump back to the heat map. I want to go back just to make sure that we're looking at everything. We might need to look at some more pound pairs today. So let's look at the heat map. So let's see. Tell about Aussie Yen, says Ashu. Oh, thank you very much for the donation today. I will absolutely take a look at Aussie Yen. Thank you so much for supporting the content here. And we'll take a look at that in just a second. So we're looking at the Aussie Yen. So Aussie is sort of strong today, looking pretty good. And the Yen is sort of also mixed. So we'll take a look at it just for a thank you as the donation goes. In terms of everything else, it looks like everything's becoming flat. We had the dollar bounce back a little bit. The CAD sort of mixed now. The Aussie still strong. Yeah, so sort of a weird Friday, you guys. Things are reversing left and right. Kind of a strange one. Let's look at Aussie Yen, though. We'll just take a look here, see if there's anything to talk about. So Aussie Yen, this is a pair that I am bullish on. I am bearish on almost all yen crosses. I guess maybe except for the Swiss franc, but for the most part, Swiss yen is not a currency pair that I usually trade because they basically trade similar. Anyways, let's full screen this and we'll take a look at Aussie Yen. Let's look at the 4-hour chart and see what's going on with good old Aussie Yen. So Aussie Yen has been in a super sideways market, which is really interesting to me because it shows sort of the shift from like a dominant Aussie strength, just throwing it up into the heavens, which we also saw on pound yen. And it's changing its dynamic to be a little bit more mixed sentiment. So we're seeing a sideways market here on Aussie Yen. I am still bullish on this pair. But I think right now we're in this range bound market. For me, if I was to trade this thing, I would really want to see Aussie Yen take a little skinny dip right on down to 82. If we saw that move, you'd pique my interest in terms of a discount buy on Aussie Yen. So I think that, I'm not saying it, I think it's headed down to that point. If the stock market heads lower next week, which it did look like it was possibly topping, if that starts to topple over a little bit, if we continue to see a little bit of favoring of these sort of exodus of some of these risk-on currencies like Aussie and CAD, I think it's possible that we could see price head down lower to Aussie Yen. Like I said, for me, the trade, if I was to take one, would probably be down here at 82. So that is what I'm keeping an eye on in terms of Aussie Yen. Wrong message. Francesco says with the donation, thank you so much. He says, can we take a look at Euro GBP? We absolutely can. Thank you very much for donating and supporting the stream. You guys don't have to donate, but whenever you do, it is very much appreciated, and I'm happy to look at whatever you'd like to look at. So Euro GBP, taking a look here at the 4-hour chart. Very interesting. Thanks for bringing this up, Francesco, because I actually like this a lot. Let's look at it from a 4-hour perspective first. And so this is one that personally I'm bearish on. So I'm bearish on the euro. I'm bullish on the pound. When I look at this, if anything, I'd be more interested in selling than anything, especially as it starts to poke up into this region. But I will say this, same with Aussie Yen, risk on versus risk off sentiment has sort of shifted its way around today. We've seen this market, which wasn't just a dominant sell pressure market, become more of a sideways market. I think that if you're bearish on this pair, the two levels that I have marked are going to be 0.89 and what is this, 0.87, right around where we're currently at. I think that if anything, as you poke into this level, if risk on sentiment continues to prevail, then this is just a pullback and we see this thing roll over. If I'm wrong about that, I think risk on is still here to stay for a while. If I'm wrong about that, we could see a breakout here and probably a move up to 0.89. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that I like this area as a possible sell, but personally, I like this area better. So I like 0.89, a little bit stretched, because again, it's tying it all together. When we talk about the S&P 500 that we just looked at, it does look like it's sort of entering into, sideways, maybe even a rollover for a little bit on the stock market. With that sentiment change, if things start to topple over for a little bit, you could get something like Euro GBP continue to rise. Maybe people sell off that more risky pound and they look to buy the euro for a little bit longer. If that happens, I like trades against the euro, but I'm going to be patient because the euro is so strong right now, right? So if I see some signs of weakness, then by all means, I may jump into this pair myself. If not this, maybe the euro dollar, depending on what's going on with the dollar next week. We had a question was, Nick, what's your favorite currency pair? My favorite currency pair changes. So because I am like a lot of my trading has to do with fundamental analysis, it changes almost by the week. It depends. Like if I'm super bullish on the US dollar this week, I'm going to like things like dollar yen. I'm going to look at things like euro dollar, dollar Swiss. If I'm bullish on the pound, maybe I'm looking at pound yen. Maybe I'm looking at pound Swiss franc, right? So it does change. I don't have a favorite currency pair. It shifts. I know that's a little bit different than what maybe you've heard other places, or some people, prefer to trade one currency pair or one thing like gold, which is totally cool. I'm not saying you can't do that. But for me, because I'm looking at a basket of different currencies, my favorite currency pair sort of changes over time. I will say a long-term one that I've always liked was Euro USD, but lately it's been mean to me and left me out in the cold a few times. So. All right. So do you open up positions on Fridays? Says Krusty. Well, sometimes I do. I'm usually a little bit more hesitant to take a trade on a Friday, but I'm not a day trader. So my trades they can last anywhere from 1 day usually to 30 days if it went really, really well. For me, my longest trades are usually winners that I just hold on to for a long time. I'll give you an example. I took some pound yen trades. Pound yen last year was one of my best currency pairs for trading because, I guess it was even going into 2021. But, we saw a lot of bounce back on this currency pair and a lot of uptrends. During this time here, there was some trades that I took on the pound yen that I just held on to for, I think, like a month almost. It was like a super, super strong trend to the upside. And I held on to that one and continued to trail stops for a long time on it. So, that's what we're looking for. Did I stop out of my pound yen trade? I did. So I took a loss on pound yen today. So that is what it is. It happens. Looks like I got spiked out of the trade and then it reversed on me. So a little lesson for you for the person who was asking about, that situation. It happens completely. And I don't take only winners. I definitely took a loss today on pound yen, which is a little bit frustrating. I'm not even going to lie. Sad days. All right. I think the most important thing is price action and market structure, understanding what is going on in the market in terms of liquidity and price reverses and moves from areas. Wong, yes, but let me add one thing to your statement, at least my opinion. You might have a demand level, you might have candlestick pattern, you might have everything that looks great from a technical view, and then news comes out and it completely says, screw your technical analysis, we're going lower, right? So the thing is, although technicals are a great sort of tool in my opinion, they are not necessarily always forward thinking. News, new data, new information is what ultimately will drive the price of the Forex market and stock market and everything. If back in the day, it was like whenever Trump tweeted something big, it had the potential to really move the market. Well, the technical analysis wasn't going to really tell you that was going to happen. Right? Technical analysis is a tool for me. It's a way to help with my entries and exits, but information, the flow of macro trends, that's what's really going to move the prices up and down. Phil, my man, congrats to you. Nick, I was 1 pip of getting stopped out and then it reversed. You know what? Good for you, man. I'm not even mad. If somebody else catches the trade a little better than me inside of the group, then it is what it is. By the way, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, inside of the group, I share all of my trades. So if I take a trade on the pound yen, even though this one was a loss, you guys can see it inside of the group. Not all of my trades are winners, but we've had some really, really good ones, especially in the last few months. We've had some killer trades. So if you guys have any interest in joining our private group, then by all means, feel free to check out the link down below in the description. Let me share this with you guys just so you can see it. Let me pull up, here's an example trade. Let me see. We'll pull this one up just for a second. So here's my trades that I share. For example, I'm in a dollar Swiss trade, which I think is pretty much a little bit positive right now, but it's sort of just been flat this week. Had some other trades. Euro Aussie was a winner for us this week. So worked out really, really nicely there. Took a short on that trade and then closed out for a profit. So can't complain. So I think it was a flat week for me, but started out really positive, then sort of came down to break even, slightly profitable. So anyways, if you guys have any interest, if you want to join our chat rooms, if you want to join and see our live coaching webinars, we answer individual questions in a smaller group setting. If that sounds helpful to you, then by all means, join the VIP group that we offer here at A1 Trading. Myself and my team work really hard to sort of create the best environment for Forex traders. So if that sounds helpful to you, there's a link down below in the description, and there's a promo code for you guys who hang out with me here live on YouTube. So just check that out if you have any interest in joining. You don't have to join, and I'm not here to just sell to you or anything like that. But if you guys do have an interest, if you've been looking for a smaller, community to work with and real traders and not all this hype and BS that you see on the internet, then by all means, I encourage you to try out our group. It's not going to make you rich. It's not going to do it all for you. But if you're looking for the right place to learn and to grow as a trader, I think it really is built well for that. So check it out. Did he talk about gold yet? Yes, I did already. 25% off. There actually is a 25% off if you use it on the gold membership package. So check that out if you do want to join us there. The gold membership package is like the one-time fee. Big Boy says, do you have a Lambo with all this bread you make? I don't like Lambos. I don't even like really sports cars, to be honest with you. I'm just such a lame guy that I think sports cars are not even that cool. I don't know what's wrong with me, you guys. If anything, I think at some point I might buy a Tesla, but honestly, I'm saving up for a house. I don't have a house yet. And I've purposely waited. I thought about buying sort of it's just me ranting. I thought about buying like a middle stage house, like a decent house, and then buying a nicer house later. But I've decided personally that I'm just going to focus on my business, my trading, what I'm doing here, and eventually buy a nicer house and not worry about, taking care of a middle ground house before that. I know some of you guys, if you rent an apartment, if you rent out a space, you're not putting that money towards anything as an investment. But for me, I can hold on to my money instead of putting it into a house for a little while longer. I can keep it in my trading accounts. I can keep it in my business. And I think that honestly, the opportunity cost of that money is pretty good. Just my little rant in terms of personal finance today. Hey, you guys, we've got a guest coming on pretty soon. So stick around for a few more minutes because you guys are going to get a new take on our next host, or our secondary host for the A1 Trading YouTube channel. I mentioned it a few times already, but if you guys want to join the or check out our secondary channel, you can quickly check it out here. I just dropped the link inside of the chat. Click that link if you want to follow our secondary channel, where we're going to be doing a lot more webinars and free stuff. If you want to learn more, we're going to be doing a little bit more educational based stuff as well over there. So check it out. I'd like to go into real estate one day, says Dade. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think I just don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. Like when I buy my house, it's going to be sort of an investment, but also just like probably a luxury. Like personally, you guys might disagree with me, but like when it comes to house versus car, I don't know. I think I would rather spend a little bit more money on a house, maybe go a little bit more luxurious in the house side for myself and for my family, than rather than just putting it all into a car. So I don't know. I'm just not a fan. And we got somebody who's coming on pretty soon who I think has a similar mindset. You guys does anybody have a guess for who our next host is going to be? Comment in the chat really quick if you guys think you know who it is. Let's maybe take a look at one more thing before we have our secondary host come on. My co-host here in just a minute will be joining us. But for now, I see him. He's in the backstage, so we'll have him all set up in just a minute. Anybody have a guess for who it's going to be? You might be right. You might be wrong. I'm not confirming or denying, but let's look at something else. Let's look at one more currency pair, AUD USD. Did we talk about this one already? No, we didn't. We talked about this yesterday. So AUD USD, I think that the last thing we want to talk about with this currency pair is that this one is a commodity-based currency pair. For those of you guys who watch this one, keep an eye on global recovery. This is like the leading story for AUD USD, which has been an incredible performer for the last sort of year to date. This thing has done really, really well in a recovering market environment. So as we shift, from the demand zones here down at the bottom up to, rising off that level, keep an eye on these breakouts. I mentioned yesterday that one of my favorite trade setups on this one would be a break of structure right around here, looking for the retest. Maybe we'll get that opportunity next week if things continue to go bullish for AUD USD, but definitely worth thinking about. All right. So I think we're gonna jump into this with our secondary. Dan Bilzerian says Phil Pemberton, maybe someday, but for now we're gonna pause on that. So I'll bring in the secondary guest in just a moment. So we'll bring him in, and you guys bear with us. This is our first time doing it this way, so we're gonna add welcome to the stream. Everybody say hello to Webba, hello to Will. What's up, Will? How you doing, man?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, cool. I can hear you, and I think that everyone can hear you as well. Yeah. So, guys, this is our co-host today. And how's it going, Will?
It's going great, man. I can't see everybody's comments, so I'm just going to pretend I see comments right now.
On the far right, can you see a comments bar thing there, like to pop it out?
Yeah, I can see it. Hey, Will. Okay. We're good now. I see y'all.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And also check this out. So if I click, like I can click on Jesus Christ message, who says I'm actually the guest. Welcome Jesus Christ to the stream. So I can click on anybody's comment and actually bring it up. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That is so cool. That's awesome. Thank you for joining, Jesus Christ.
A big welcome to our friend Jesus Christ in the chat. So Will, what's going on? What's moving in markets today, or what are you looking at?
Yeah, y'all already know. If you watch my analysis on the A1 Trading Team YouTube channel, I'm always always trying to get in trouble. I'm kidding, not trying to get in trouble, but I'm looking for opportunities here. And guys, this is pretty interesting. Let me know. I'm sure. Can y'all see my screen?
If you share the screen, see at the bottom of StreamYard, if you click share.
Sorry, guys. I'm a boomer. Okay.
No, it's all good. We're both boomers here.
Got share entire screen window. It doesn't say. It won't let me click share. Oh, wait. Okay, we're good. All right. Now you can see it.
Now I can add this to the stream. Here we go. Okay. And then I can give, so now you're in charge of the screen, which is so cool, man. StreamYard is awesome. Bear with us as we get used to it, but let's hear what Will has to say.
So, y'all, did you hear about what Joe Biden was doing with proposing higher capital gains for people that make over $1 million? Over this, right?
I did hear about that, yes.
You heard about it. So this is where it was just crazy, where the whole, in my opinion, about it. And as you can see, we're kind of consolidating here. We port zone right here around, this is US 30, by the way. I'm sorry I mentioned that. But it's around 3.3. See, I drew this little support and kind of bouncing off that. Good play here, in my opinion, in this range to try to see if we'll go back with the range, because as I've been in videos, I think we've been in a crazy bull run. So of course, when that comes, we have to opinion. We know eventually the market is about when and how to play it. So I think pretty much the zone that I would be looking for that may be, I don't want to say, but at least a test. It's going to be like around here from what I've already drawn.
Mm-hmm.
So, because this was kind of the high. So that's something to look out for. I definitely think we'll break above this. Don't know if it'll be, but I feel like we will see because it seems like we're recovering. So definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think, Will, I think the connection is a little bit slow on your end. I don't know if you have something else going on or if you're downloading anything, but I think people are saying in the chat that you're a little bit choppy.
Oh, I'm happy. Can y'all see now? Is it still laggy?
I think it's a little bit better. I don't know if you have anything open or anything that might be just how's the internet where you're at? Is it decent?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good for streaming.
Oh, I think we're a little bit better now.
Better, y'all can see me like going back and forth?
Yeah, still I think we're better now. Something you did, you just worked some magic. I don't know what it was.
Okay, perfect. So start from like the beginning. If y'all couldn't see the screen, as in proposing those new capital tax gains on people that make over $1 million, we saw, the market sell off right here, obviously, right? This huge red candle. And by the way, this is the 1 hour. Let's actually go to the day so y'all can just see what I mean more in depth. All right, so we had those news, okay, and the market sell off. And this support zone has been really strong for US 30. And also, by the way, if y'all watch my videos, I always tell you like US 30 and the SPY, they relate together, right? Just one index has more companies in it than the other one. But anyway, this has been a strong support zone. So for my intraday traders, and by the way, comment if you're a day trader. Let me know because I do more day trading than swinging typically. Drop just a 1 in the comment or a day trader. But day trading wise, this is what I'm looking at today. I like this support zone, as I said, and this trend line right here, I think is serving as a great mechanism for support. And this is my play. I got in around here, and I'm going to see if it can crack this resistance zone right here, and then I'll decide what to do with it. For me, I usually like to just, so for instance, if this broke above, I'll stop right there. Because I rather just get something immediately, and I know at least I can take some money off the table, then let it run. I'll do an edit, and then I'll come back, and then my account's blown. Maybe not blown, but I'll be in like drawdown. But of course, that's like a lesson for you all out there. Sometimes, man, and just don't leave it all on there. That has worked for me, and that's what I like to do. Okay. So let's go to NAS 100 to my people who maybe like to trade NAS. And as I said, what I like about the indices, they usually all correlate. Sometimes there's a difference, but as you see, even with NAS, really strong today. Wow, look at that. It's really popped there, as you can see. And it's kind of the same, but it's the same, in my opinion. Again, the news caused us to sell off. Strong support zone right here. We could be heading back here on the day, in my opinion. This zone in general, y'all, and maybe let me draw like a rectangle because that might help y'all if y'all want to just chart with me. Okay, so in my opinion, when we get up here, well, if we get up here, there's going to be strong consolidation, in my opinion. And that's where you kind of have to be careful because, it's either going to go one way or the other. So I like to really see, can it break that zone before I get into it? So through here, right? I wouldn't be too ready to buy or sell because to me, price hasn't made a definite. That's my opinion on that, but it's kind of the same. As you can see, strong support zone, and I think we're going to go break past this and go back into this zone just to see what happens. Been on, this crazy bull run, historic highs, breaking records. So with that, you always got to be careful because the slide is going to cause us to drop hard, especially on the indices. And then here, y'all, I had a tab open for Bitcoin. Not that I'm going to get involved, right, Nick?
Oh, well, I don't know. Well, you might get involved, man. I don't know. Never say never.
Never say never. So for Bitcoin, let me just say, I recommend, we always have to say this, you do not put in anything that, you know, if you lose it, you're going to be like crying or just hurt. Trade with what you can afford to lose, as we always say. Bitcoin, y'all, as you can see, we were in this crazy bull run. Crypto in general, you know, I've seen it everywhere. It's happening. We're in the bull run, Bitcoin to 100K, and then we had a bit of a sell-off. Why? I'm not too for sure. In all honesty, on the fundamental level, maybe y'all can let me know. But for me, when it comes to Bitcoin, something that I like to do, I want to show y'all something that I've been like testing recently. Okay, so in my opinion, I like to look on trend lines for resistance zones. Let me delete that real quick. I like for resistance zones to hit 3 times, and then I like that as my confirmation, right? So let's look here, right?
Well,
for this.
Well, let me cut you off for just 1 second. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to let you be in charge for a second. All right. I'm going to just hide myself. You stay where you're at. I'm going to just give you.
Okay, perfect. So the resistance that is hit multiple times, y'all. If you look here, let me go back to my circle here. Our lips, right? So we have it here. 1. And yeah, like that. 2 right here. And this is something I've been seeing. I'm seeing a lot of techniques that have to do with this. And a lot of times it does very well. Now, of course, all the time it won't work. You know, if you had a trend line for Bitcoin, looking at the resistance trend line, we got 1, 2, 3, and then a sharp sell-off. It could be something for, I do, like, I know price comes back here because I feel like it will. We had this with Bitcoin a lot. We had these, you know, rapid sell-offs, and then it comes like back, right? That's just the nature usually how Bitcoin is. Very aggressive moves, as you all know. So with that being said, I think when price touches here again, we see some pressure for another sell-off or break of it. So for Bitcoin, play-wise, if you trade like Bitcoin or crypto in general, I would not right now trade Bitcoin just because it's so volatile right now. And we had that sharp sell-off, and that kind of leads me to say, as you all know, like if you watch Nick and me all the time, we always talk about don't chase the price, okay? Until like you get like a confirmation on a fundamental and technical level and kind of combine the two and then decide to go into it. So for me, just as like mainly a day trader, I'm going to be looking for if Bitcoin can touch here, and then maybe we'll have another sell-off because I really like this resistance zone here. Now on a support level, it goes the same for support, y'all. And sure, this could have been a trade as well, and right now it would have worked, but that's kind of the talk of the, oh, should have, could have, would have, right? So it's the same thing. So let's draw the ellipse. Missed that thing, y'all. I'm sorry for missing that. Here, and then we kind of got this 2 here. Watching, but this happened like, I think it happened late at night last time I checked. And then we kind of have a 3 right here. Let me zoom in so y'all can see it. But then we got 3 touch of support right there, and now it's trying to go back up. But as you can see, it's coming back down. That's what I mean, though. You know, it's kind of just one of those things like, wow, okay, if I would have traded, this is what would have happened. It would have been a quick like in and out, in my opinion. And we're looking at the 1 hour chart right here. Is there anything that you all want to see? Let me know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, never FOMO. Exactly. Let let me, if y'all want me to do analysis on a certain pair, and I'll pull it up. I'm looking at the comments here. Back to 1770 for more opportunities to buy. Be careful on buying gold. Okay, y'all are talking about gold. Let's pull up gold. Let's see what gold's doing. Because I haven't really been checking out gold, y'all. All right, let's pull up here. Let me bring y'all over here too so y'all can see me. You do GJ, let's just copy. Yeah, let me check gold for y'all. Okay, so for gold, okay. For gold, all right, so as y'all can tell, price tagging this support level a lot right here because we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So obviously there's a lot of price touching there. So for me, in my opinion, like I said, if I literally just pull this up and if I'm a day trader, I'm saying, okay, it looks like we've been going through a lot of sell pressure, obviously. If we check the volume, it's obviously a lot of sell pressure happening. So I want to buy at a discount, right? So I'm going to look for it to even drop to this, around this zone here, 1776. And it depends on what time frame y'all are trading. For me, as a day trader, I like to look at 30, 1 hour, and 15 minutes, right? So for me right now, obviously, price. I gotta wait to see really this dip happen here. Strong bounce there. Bring this down a little bit. Strong bounce there. See if we can get a bounce there, and then a bounce back. Because again, in my opinion, it's about those zones. You want to always look for those zones, y'all. For those like bag hold, especially with, you know, the week coming up, in my opinion. So for me, again, it's I want to this continue to sell off, and then can we get that bounce off that support zone? So that's my opinion over gold. And profit zone, I'm going to be looking around here for the profit zone, 1788, in my opinion. So let's see what happens with gold. Someone said, I think you said, check out BNB and Ripple.
Yeah, and click on their comment. We'll check it out. So wait, can you do that? Are you able to do that?
Yeah, it didn't work when I wanted to click.
Okay, might only work from the admin view. That's weird. But yeah, like if we pulled up like Thomason's comment, check out BNB. There it is on the screen.
Check out BNB.
Yeah, maybe that's just for admin controls. We'll have to. You guys bear with us. We're figuring out this new StreamYard setup. It's really cool. There's a lot of features, but we're taking it one thing at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a comment here that says, I sell gold at 1780 up, hit my stop loss. Now it dropped. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the gotta wait to see when it's in that consolidation period, because let's see, you were 1785, so you were around here, you sold it probably around here, and then it hits your stop loss. That's the thing. And you got to know always, y'all, when you enter into a trade, like if you were to do gold, you have to know what is your take profit. Look, y'all, we can't bag hold, okay? We don't, you know, we're not banks, you know. They can really just that much capital. So even when they get into a drawdown, it's like, you know, it's probably like a little percentage of their. Let's see what else people wanted to see. Let's see. Next week's NFP, we got US 30, we got GJ. GJ, okay, who's in GJ now? Let's look at GJ, JPY. I'll just keep all my other charts like in case y'all want to see anything that's happened, I can quit. But all right, so pulling up GJ here. Got some action happening on GJ here. Did you know there was a off of GJ? Did you see that?
I saw it selling off earlier, but yeah, it's really moving today. And it also, Will, you'll find this sad, but I guess funny too. I had a trade on GJ long. Literally, the bottom of that wick was where my stop loss got hit. So I got slammed on GJ this morning.
Oh wow! So you were long on like around.
Yeah,
like around this zone here.
I was long on GBP JPY, took a buy. It was mostly on the higher time frames like that, and then got stopped out. I was hoping for that previous like swing low where you see it on the left there, just left of price. I was looking for that one to hold and sort of rally, but had to stop a little bit underneath that structure and got tagged out today. So it happens at sad boy gang, but it happens.
Sad boy gang, exactly. All right, y'all. So G again, you know, to all my if you're just trading for the day, it's going to be different from swinging. You have to have, in my opinion, like quicker targets to get out of, because we don't want to hold. So for GJ, like it really fell from initiation of the downtrend right here. Really, this is where the reverse happened, and it's kind of continued to went down from there. In my opinion, it's so hard to catch reversals, y'all. I need to talk to Nick about this, because that was one of my strategies, like, you know, that I was trying last year, and yeah, it was tough, because I was always chasing. I was always trying to predict the reversal until I switched to like more trend following. So right now, in my opinion, it's really a downtrend, right? Because this started right here in this range. So now about like, okay, if I do get in something on a day trading level, I have to have a zone that I want to get out in. So in my opinion, from just looking at this, let's pull a rectangle here. So look at how much price has reacted in this zone right here, right? Because we had a lot going on, and this is consolidation here, and then it dropped even more. So on a buy, that might be a zone that would be great for like a take profit, in my opinion. You know, of course, if price doesn't tag out from where you get in, because we the previous history of a consolidation. Now, of course, you know, it may not happen, but going off what I see from the past of this month, that could be like a high possibility. So that's what I'm thinking on G. Yeah. If you are into a buy.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, Will, I think it's like it comes in and out of choppiness. Maybe we can work it out off stream, but I just wanted to sort of today introduce this concept of having Will join us. I don't know, you guys, I'm sure you're happy to see Will join us today and hang out with us, but this is going to be hopefully a more regular thing. We're going to have Will tune into the streams and hang out with us for a little bit after, or maybe host for a little bit after my stream ends. But thank you guys, everybody, for being here with us, and Will, thanks for showing up today. I'm sure people would love to hear more from you in the future. We can try and figure out all the logistics. Again, this was sort of our demo test, you guys, everybody. We're demo accounting this process. So stick with us, and we'll figure it out over time. But thank you, everybody, for being here, and thanks, Will, for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. See you on.
All right, guys. Catch you later.